I hope it's not self-indulgent, Sir Peter, to ask you about me, because I got coronavirus last week. I'd been double jabbed earlier in the spring and felt, if not king of the world, at least almost entirely immune, and yet I got it. Was I just unlucky?
Were you unlucky? I think you were. I mean, what we know with the vaccines is that they are actually remarkably effective at preventing hospitalizations and deaths. They are less effective at preventing infection. So, although you were sick, you weren't hospitalized and, there wasn't any fatality. And that's probably because of the vaccination. I think it's really important for people to realize that as we increase the vaccination rates and most older people are vaccinated, we will see breakthrough infections, and we'll start to see that actually, in the end, the majority of infections are in people who've been vaccinated. And that does not mean that the vaccines don't work. Breakthroughs are expected. What we want to do is to prevent hospitalizations and deaths, and the vaccines do that very effectively.
Sure, I'm pretty clear that by being vaccinated, I did not end up in hospital, and that's a great thing. But we use slightly glibly occasionally this phrase, mild and moderate infections. For me, it was really, really quite unpleasant. And I just wonder if it's important in terms of public health messaging to explain to people, you may be double vaccinated, but that doesn't mean you won't catch COVID-19 and it won't be pretty bloody.
I think you're absolutely right. You can be pretty sick and not end up in hospital. And actually, many of my colleagues and friends have been in that situation. I'm in my 50s, and many of my friends of a similar age have had pretty severe illness and have been close to sort of trying to admit themselves to hospital. So you can get quite a nasty disease.
My early symptoms were simply like a summer cold, and I had no idea for a while that I had COVID-19 at all. I'm wondering whether the symptoms listed on the NHS website at the moment are out of date.
Well, it is being looked at. We monitor, there's various systems in the UK to monitoring the symptom clusters that we're seeing in people who are testing positive for COVID-19, and we update the symptom list. At the moment, there is some suggestion that the symptom profile might be slightly different, but not any evidence that's strong enough yet to change the case definitions and the recommendations.